She calls herself the Fat Doctor. Asha Lame, previously known as Natasha Lame. Is this Britain's most outrageous doctor? Obese GP refuses to tell fat patients to lose weight. She's been on this channel before and she says some absolutely outrageous things and yet still has a medical license. She said some crazy things which include but are not limited to being fat isn't bad for your health. Okay. Fair enough. Dieting will increase your risk of suicide because loved ones will abandon you when you fail. Okay. American pediatricians are invested in killing fat children, which Dr. Lame describes as a form of eugenics. Wow. Now, not everything that he says, remember, it's a he. Asha, changed, different. Not everything that he says is controversial. Women with penises are hot. Of that I have absolutely no doubt. The Fat Doctor has been on this channel before, but she did disappear there for a while. Apparently it was due to the online abuse that she was receiving. Now, obviously, I don't think that people should be abused on the internet, but don't confuse abuse with criticism, because you should be absolutely criticized for your opinions when they are particularly shit, just like the Fat Dog. Especially when you are a medical doctor and you believe that fatness doesn't increase someone's risk of death. Fucking what? But the content train from the Fat Doc has returned. She's pumping out the content on TikTok, even has a podcast. Won't be reviewing that. Fuck that. We don't have time for that at all. Nobody has time for that. It's a short life and I'm not spending fucking 45 minutes going through Asha fucking Lame's bullshit, although I will show you this clip.
I'm a doctor who's advocating, like you said, to never be weighed. And every time I go to see, my diabetic clinic or whatever, the first thing they say is, we'd like to weigh you.
Your diabetic clinic. Need I say more? Sure, some people can be born with diabetes, but I'm going to go out on a limb and saying someone called the Fat Doctor wasn't. All right, let's have a look at they, them's, his, hers TikTok. Let's do it. All right, let's have a look. Here's her bio. Dr. Asha Lame, weight inclusive, transmax. What does that mean? Transmasculine. So you're a fat doctor, fat activist. Okay, we are in the right place. So let's go.
You know, there's no real evidence that intentional weight loss improves your health in any long-term meaningful way.
What? Fucking pardon? Actually, you know what? I think she may be correct. I've been Googling for the last 5 seconds and there is nothing that losing weight intentionally helps with, other than obviously diabetes prevention, reduction in cardiovascular diseases, lowering blood pressure, reducing sleep apnea, osteoporosis, quality of life, depression, anxiety, sexual function, urinary incontinence. And you don't look like this bloke. Is Asha Lame suggesting that Nikocado Avocado is a healthy person? Is that what this doctor is suggesting? That's fucking crazy.
But there is evidence that it causes harm, be it physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, financially. The only reason that intentional weight loss as a concept exists is a means of oppressing fat people.
Not one person gives a fuck, you fuck. Not one person.
The only reason that society is determined to oppress fat people is because anti-fatness is based on anti-blackness.
Okay. Shit. Well, that took a turn, didn't it?
Fat bodies are considered unproductive and therefore no use to the economy.
Obviously, not all fat people are of no use. In fact, most people, including myself, are slightly overweight. But I would suggest if you're morbidly obese, like the Fat Doctor is, then you would probably be less productive than someone who is, I don't know, of a healthy weight and not a fucking moon. If you are someone who spends half of your day trying to scrub in between your thighs to remove the delicious Swiss cheese that has grown there over the weekend, not suggesting the Fat Doctor does that, I'm just saying some people might. If you spend most of your day doing that, you're probably not going to get your emails done by 9:30. That's all I'm saying.
This is just your daily reminder that there's no cure for fatness, and even if there were, fatness doesn't need to be cured.
Yes. You know what you just watched there? That's exactly the same as Jocko Willink.
And the earlier you get in the game, the better life you're gonna have. Healthier, wealthier, stronger, smarter, better.
Motivating people to get up at 4 in the morning and train hard and get a hold of their day and become a better, stronger version of themselves. Except it's for the exact opposite person. It's for someone who's given up, who no longer wants to try, who just wants to cruise through life until they hit their early fucking grave. It's for someone who wants to be a victim, who wants to blame everybody else. And that is exactly the kind of people that the fat doctor inspires. Inspires them to do nothing, inspires them to be lazy, and inspires them to give up.
Doctors should never be prescribing weight loss to anyone, ever, at any point in time.
Even if you weigh the same as Optimus Prime, your doctor shouldn't say anything, nothing, never.
So what are the benefits of intentional weight loss? Well, the main one is you become thinner, temporarily, mind you, because up to 98% of people will regain all of the weight that they lost within 5 years.
This is actually one of the fat doc's big talking points. Even if you do lose the weight, you will gain it back over time and you'll go back to being the unhealthy version of yourself. Diets don't work. Why does this happen? It's not because you were born fat, it's because you go back to your other diet and your lifestyle. You continue eating too much. You continue growing. Is that not fucking obvious? Why is that not fucking obvious?
There are some possible temporary health benefits, but none of them are long lasting. For example, you may be able to get your diabetes into remission for 12 months, 18 months, but no longer than that for the vast majority of people.
Would that be because they are returning to how they used to fucking eat? How's this a fucking conversation? Fuck me. Mate, you don't need to do crazy, hectic fucking diets. Just eat less food, move more, and do it for a long period of time and you'll be sweet. On that, here's how to eat healthy the fat doctor way.
Someone just asked me if there's such a thing as eating wrong. Now, logically, if there's such a thing as eating wrong, then there must be such a thing as eating right. And that's a lie that we've been fed since infancy.
I'd like to take this opportunity to remind everybody that some people have been eating shit food since infancy and perhaps way too much of it.
There's no such thing as a right way to eat. Just like there's no right way to live. We're all different, we're all unique. We live life the way we need to live life.
There's no right way to eat, just like there's no right way to live. I'd like to interject with this. Eating 3 blocks of chocolate a day is the wrong way to eat. And fucking 4 pigeons a day is the wrong way to live. See? There are examples of terrible ways to do those things. You're welcome.
So when it comes to the right way to eat, just eat whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you need to eat to get through the day.
Eat whatever you need to get through the day. So you're suggesting as a doctor that the best way for people to cope with the stresses and anxiety of life is just to eat whatever you want, so it'll give you a tiny little bit of mouth pleasure, a little bit of a dopamine release, and you'll be happy for a split second. That's your advice from a real fucking doctor. What the fuck? Obesity and obesity-related illnesses kill more people than anything else, and yet that's the shit that you're spewing. But it's not just healthy eating that Asha specialises in, also engaging in healthcare and kink play for people with larger bodies. I don't know what kink play for larger people is, but I imagine it involves some sort of suffocation. And I, for one, am a fan. Some doctors are interested in curing cancer. Others are involved in kink play. Ooh, let me squish your face. But also, if you're interested in being told you're huge and healthy, you're fat and gorgeous, you can head over to Asha's website and have a consultation for £200. So from one of her one-off consultations, here's what not to expect. A diagnosis. What a great doctor. Investigations. Cool. Medical treatment. Why would I expect that? Why? Why would I go to a doctor for medical treatment? Weight loss advice. Legal advice. Okay, fair enough. Specialist treatment. I know my limitations. If I'm not the best person for the job, I'll recommend speaking to a weight-inclusive professional. Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that there is an entire money-hungry machine that is being turned on in the fat inclusive movement. People are making money from this shit. People want to hear Asha speak to them and tell them they're perfect and wonderful the way they are. What a sad fucking existence that is. We know the science on this. And recently, during a global illness, doctors were losing their licenses when they questioned a certain illness. And yet Asha still has hers. That's hilarious. Here's a message to Asha Lame, the fat doctor. Stop it. Stop spreading your own insecurities about your body and all that shit onto other people. Stop trying to make people feel better by telling them to give up on themselves. It's a terrible piece of advice, and fuck you to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye bye.